Welcome to another Just Flying episode, where I've got the Fuga CM170 Magister out again with its wonderful 1950 styling. You may notice it now looks a little bit like a convertible, sort of open top, as you can't see the glass very well, but that is on purpose. It looked fine on the outside, but in here you used to get very bad glare on the glass. It was like permanently flying in fog, and didn't really like that, so I've had to play with the textures, and now you can see out of the windows in here. And as the cockpit is where I spend most of my time, that's much better in my opinion. If anybody has this plane and wants these clear glass textures, let me know and I'll happily share them with you. So a good distance to go today on the Highway 1 road trip, hence the faster aircraft we're using. Yeah, we're going to NZKT Kaitaia. Just looking 6 knots of tailwind, but we have plenty of runway here, so we'll be fine. Can't be bothered to taxi all the way to the other end and turn round. So, yeah, I'm sure we'll be good. And get that. No, come on, back on. Oh, bollocks. Yeah, there's good things to say about this plane. The wheels, not really one of those things. With this model, instead of rubber on the tyres, I think they're made out of pure ice, so any form of control as the speed builds up, it's not great, but never mind, we are flying and don't think we destroyed anything. We'll have to see what it's like at the other end, as we have a grass runway to land on. Quite a large grass runway, so I think we should be able to get down and stop, but yeah, as I say, we'll have to wait and see on that one. That's part of the fun today, and yeah, voyage of discovery. And talking of discovery, hopefully you've all discovered that Palawan is now available. We're not far from completing this Highway 1 road trip here in New Zealand, so we'll start the Palawan tour videos after that. But that gives you time to go out there and follow the mission pack and discover lots of Palawan by yourself first. It's it's that big secret scenery I've been talking about in other videos recently, and has taken a lot of hours to do. There's lots of stuff to see. All sits very nicely on the ortho made for me by Vincent. Cheers, matey. So yeah, hopefully you'll get a copy and enjoy it. As apart from the flying, there's the extra fun elements in there too, plus the comedy aspect of the mission pack storyline as well, which hopefully puts a smile on most people's faces. And if you've been watching my shit for a while, you'll know my sense of humour and views on a few things. And I'm sure a very small number of people may possibly be offended by some of the stuff in Palawan. But if that does happen, then I'll find them being offended to be really funny, which will be fucking great. But back to today, shame actually, as there are 3 genuine little airstrips around here, not far from that lake over on the left. Yeah, they're not much more than grass runways, so nothing particularly interesting, but they could have worked as gap-filling things maybe, especially as that would have been about the halfway point on this trip we're doing now. But unfortunately all 3 of them are on weird slopes, so no chance of putting an X-plane airfield in there. Suppose I could create a little fantasy strip around here one day, but that's going to be fairly low on my list of priorities for things to do. Yeah, I do have pleasure flights which get as far north as Whangarei. Very occasionally I might go up to Kerry where we've took off from today, but that's it really. I just never tend to come flying up this very northern end of the country, or the very southern end too, to be honest. Yeah, but such is life. Might run out of things to do one day and create something up here. So you may get a whole new town. Yeah, Dazzaville, New Zealand. Might happen one day, but don't hold your breath waiting. There's still other fun news. I've broken a tooth, and as I usually make videos one day, then save and ignore them and check it again the next day before I upload it, we're in a kind of strange time overlap sort of thing right now, where now I do have half a tooth, but it's getting extracted in the morning, so by the time you get to see this video I'll have had the tooth pulled out. So you can enjoy this leg of the road trip knowing that future me on Thursday, or right now as it will be for you as a viewer, I'm probably in a bit of pain and will be very carefully eating soup for my dinner, and probably really soft food only for the next week or so. It's not actually the first tooth I've had pulled out, so I know the routine and it does get better, but yeah, that first few days afterwards, not the most pleasant thing to have happen to you, shall we say. Yeah, in fact I have spent today trying to eat all the crunchy food out of my fridge, as I won't be able to touch any of that for at least a week. And that's not the airfield I was expecting to see. We're at the right place. I was just expecting to find a different airport to this one when we got here, which I think shows off very nicely my level of pre-flight planning, which I do. Okay, so, well, I do know that airfield, and actually that should make things a bit easier, as it's got a reasonable length of asphalt runway, but, yeah, caption guy from the future, which airport was I expecting to find here? Yeah, but never mind, I feel at one with my viewers for once. You never know where we'll be landing when you click on one of these videos, and it seems that today I've joined you and I didn't know our destination either, but yeah, such is life. It's not actually the first time I've done that, and probably won't be the last time either. Yeah, so let's turn around and try and land a Fugger CM170 Magister. Just trying to remember now, did we work out this was a Belgian plane last time? Vague memory of that, with it being Belgian? Caption guy from the future, help. Yeah, so not much time for Google reviews today in this video, but if you wanted to stay in Kaitaia, there is the Northerner Motor Inn, 3.3 stars, where one review says you would have been better to stay in jail than this motel. All the taps leak, serious flooding in the carpet, you aren't allowed any visitors, and you are completely locked out of the building after dark. There is no pool or gym as advertised, and the roof leaks, the laundry machine takes your coins but doesn't work, and nobody seems to care that the building is falling down. Okay, so yeah, quite a comfortable chair in this cockpit, so I might just sleep in the plane instead tonight. Although to be fair, there are other bed and breakfast and motel kind of places with much better reviews, so pick one of those instead. And seems a nice enough town though. too small, and I'd probably get a bit bored if I lived there because of that, but it looks nice enough for a stop off or maybe stay the night. Just perhaps not at the Northerner Motor Inn. Yeah, so for somebody who hasn't read the manual or knows what he's doing with the plane, we seem to be doing okay. Pretty much lined up with the runway. Not much crosswind to deal with, so that's all good. May need a bit of power to get over the fence as we are descending a little more than we need to. That's better. May have been a bit too much power. Come on, get down, settle. Yeah. Yeah, that was fucking terrible, wasn't it? We have arrived. But military aircraft, so went for the aircraft carrier style thud as a touchdown. Yeah, we'll just try and ignore that, shall we? Pretend that one never happened. But wasn't hard enough to dislodge my half a tooth though, so still will need to go to the dentist tomorrow or today or whenever, depending on how the video time paradox is working out for you and when you watch this. I don't know. Yeah, we'll go and park up here on the apron, and that will do for today's Highway 1 road trip leg. Yeah, that's the terminal building ahead of us, so go and park by that. Yeah, but got to test the new glass texture though, and yeah, that seems to work. So yeah, so something good came out of the video. Yeah, stop here, and that will do us. Yeah, well, we made it then. Not to the airfield I thought we were going to originally, but we made it to somewhere. Lastly then, go and download Palawan. Yeah, you'll enjoy it. Trust me, you will. So I'll see you again soon when I'll have a -1 reduction on the amount of teeth I own. Lovely. Bye.